All right, in this video, we're going to go through the car show that I recently attended at Woody Anderson Ford in Huntsville, Alabama. A lot of awesome cars here. The Rocket City Mustang Club put this on. It was an all Ford show, so we're going to talk about all different types of Fords that were out there. Again, one thing I'm doing on this channel, not only weather, but fishing. I'll get to that coming up. But this is specifically about cars. I've got some specific interviews on some of these cars, and there's some really cool stories behind all of them. Well, it was a warm day, but we had a lot of fun. It was the Rocket City Mustang Club All Ford show at Woody Anderson Ford on a Saturday afternoon. Again, it was hot. It's a good idea to bring some shade if you're going to these car shows. And one of the things that's really kind of brought back some of the nostalgia of the car shows has been the options you can put on these cars. The Mustangs here, but Camaros, Jeeps, you name it. The Hemis out there. Of course, there's always the old Boss 302 that attracts a lot of attention out there. And one of the other cars that we had was this beautiful 1970 Cougar Eliminator. It actually has a Boss 302 4-barrel engine in it. And it was one of one production that had a 391 rear end in it. So a real beautiful car here in competition gold. And then we got this 1963 Ford van. We got basically hippie style and everything. This car is really cool. This van, there were a lot of other cool ones out here about like this as well. Just kind of had to sit back, relax, and kind of enjoy the nostalgia with this one here. So, tell me about your beautiful car here.
Well, thank
And
you.
your passion for the car. How long is it taking you to get to this point?
Well, I bought the car in 1984, knowing that someday I would do a restoration. In 2006, after the Mustang 45th celebration at Barber's in Birmingham, I pulled the motor out and started the process. Couldn't work on it continuously because of the cost, so it's been 17 and a half years. We just finished it 4 weeks ago. Took it down to the bare shell rotisserie restoration on the body frame. Did all the body work and the paint. Jonathan Goolsby Customs in Hueytown, Alabama, did the paint, body, and restoration on the shell. And then I took it to David Davis, DSD Restorations in Blytheville, Arkansas, 3 years ago. He specializes in 69 and 70s, really bosses and Boss 429s. But anyway, he did the concours level detailed reassembly of the car. And like I said, we finished it 4.5, 5 weeks ago. Still got a few punch list things to do, but.
So what's it like to drive this?
Haven't driven it.
You haven't driven it? Did you just trailer it here?
Just in and out of the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much a trailer queen now.
Yeah.
Got way too much invested in it to really just go drive it. I did a number of open track events with the car before I did the restoration, so I've had fun with it through the years, but now it has a different role in my life.
So come see us up at the registration area up front.
So where are you from?
I'm from Lacey Spring.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you just basically spend your weekends looking for show cars that
I do.
are Ford crazy.
yeah.
So what's Ford crazy in your definition?
Just loving all Fords. You know, not just Mustangs, but you know, Ford Fairlanes or Torinos. You know, I love them all. So I just kind of came up with that name, Ford Crazy, years ago, and just happened to get it when I got on Instagram.
How long you been doing that?
About 10 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. What if you had to pick a favorite Ford, what would it be?
Well, it's that '68 Shelby is pretty up there. Yeah, fastback.
So what are you doing out here today? You're going to look for the prize winner?
Yeah, I'm sponsoring a trophy today, so I'm first time doing this. See who I can find. I want to find somebody well deserving, you know, for the trophy. So.
All right. Well, hey, appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you.
Well, I'm not sure if I sweetened the pot there with Sean or not, but I did walk away with the 69 Mach 1, the award, the vendor award for Ford. Crazy. Thanks again, Sean. It kind of, about these car shows, they bring back memories, and one of those memories is the Fox body Mustang, and those are really starting to make a comeback, and kind of reminds me of my '89 Mustang. I had an '89 Mustang GT convertible. I actually had that in high school and did a lot of work to it. I actually took the 302 out and I put a 1971 351 Windsor, bored it out, stroked it. Anyway, hopped it all up. But it was stolen. I had it like 22 years, and it was stolen. So I just they found it. It was in a high-speed chase, but it was wrecked. So I didn't want it anymore. But again, Fox Body Mustangs coming back, and one of the best guys to talk to that about right now is Joseph Scott. Some call him the Mustang Man. I actually ran into Joseph here. I always run into Joseph usually at some of these shows, and he showed off his '88 GT convertible.
88 GT convertible. It's a true two-tone car, and the Oxford white, the factory paint, was looking a little worn, a little chalky, so we decided to go with a custom color, icy pearl white.
Beautiful paint. Who did the paint?
Brad Stovall's out in Tanner. Brad Stovall Auto Body talked him into doing the paint job on it, and he knocked it out of the park. I'm so happy with it. Decided to go with the Celine rear wing and take the convertible straps, that had the luggage rack. I mean, who carries luggage in a Mustang? The convertible boot cover was looking a little faded, so we decided to paint it just gloss white. So now the seats kind of look dingy, but the thing,
you painted the cover?
We did paint the cover, the boot cover. It's a DuPont Dupla color. It's a vinyl paint. Was real happy with the way it looked, but I hate changing out the interior because it's original. It was a two-tone with the sport articulated seats, and they were Oxford white. So I think I'm just going to keep the seats. They're in such great condition.
What you guys got planned?
Well, Fastback Saloon, I've got to get some new YouTube content out there, but every Thursday night we're doing our live show. We're telling you where the Cars and Coffee, the car shows are. We're always looking for Brad to tell us how the weather's going to be. But, it's going strong. We've got almost 5,000 viewers now.
We continue on with more Mustangs out there, and one of the things that's going on is there's these resto mods. That's been going on for a while, but a lot of people adding Coyote motors. This 1970 Mustang here, they put in this Coyote motor, and I guess you're going to get a lot better fuel efficiency. It's a pretty high horsepower car too. And as we continue on, it's not just about Mustangs at this all Ford show. We've got a lot of cool Broncos out there. Of course, some of the newer Broncos, pretty cool paint schemes. And just like the Jeep industry out there, there's just a lot of customization you can do. I know sometimes you walk into the dealership and expect to find the one that you saw advertised, but you've got to add all these modifications to it. And one that was really cool was this older 80s Bronco here, full size. This guy put a Cummins diesel engine in this thing, and it is a tank. So just a beautiful Bronco here. Brings back memories of when I was in high school cruising Maine. But boy, he's got big plans for this. He wants to paint on the outside to pretty much match what he's got there in the engine bay. Again, lots of beautiful Broncos out there. These are becoming kind of a hot commodity as well. The prices on everything, of course, going up. But this beautiful Bronco here, great paint. Again, back from the 60s and early 70s on a lot of these vehicles. Always a great time to be out at these car shows, having a great time, with friends. And it's really about fellowship. And car show wouldn't be complete without Lawrence Taylor Duncan and Oh So Scary. And this is a big award-winning machine here. He's put so much money into this, and he is big into the Shelby Mustangs, and he's actually going to be in the big Shelby show. I think it's down at Barber Motorsport next year. We were talking about that. And hey, he even bought me a beer after the show. We had a good time, hung out, played a little bit of pool later on as well.